Welcome back. Well, IndiGrid is the next entity on our radar, and we're looking at the fourth quarter performance plus the outlook, of course, of the InvIT and what lies ahead. Now, in FY24, the company met its guidance in terms of the dividend payout. The total dividend payout was just over 14 rupees per unit. And IndiGrid has eyed for a DPU of 15 rupees for the current financial year. Let's take the discussion forward with Harsh Shah, CEO of the company. Harsh, thank you very much for joining in and taking this call. So let's start from that guidance number. I mean, where's the confidence coming in from that you'll perhaps reach that 15 mark in the current year? Tell us about the projects that are contributing, the plans that you may have of adding more assets. How's it looking?
So the plan is looking pretty good, and last year has been fantastic for us. We not only acquired almost 900 megawatt of solar assets, we also participated in greenfield bids, and we have won 5 projects in all about 2,000 odd crores. So this year's growth of 15 rupees a unit that we are indicating towards is largely on account of the acquisitions that we have done last year on solar side, and subsequent growth coming from the transmission and battery storage bid that we have won, which will allow us to carry forward this growth in the subsequent years.
Harsh, morning. Can you talk to us about your inorganic growth ambitions for FY25?
See, we don't differentiate between inorganic and organic growth. We keep evaluating opportunities on transmission, battery storage, and solar projects on both organic and inorganic side. On an organic side, the advantage is when we acquire, when we build the asset, we are able to focus on quality control, and the entire development premium also accrues to IndiGrid. On an inorganic side, we are purchasing after the completion of the project. So we are dependent on different competitive bidding processes, which eventually results in. However, the inorganic one directly adds to our DPU as it did in FY24. So, I mean, we are neutral between both, but we keep evaluating both very actively. At this point in time, we see a tremendous amount of pipeline in the sector, on especially the organic side, which is the development side of the business. We are seeing unprecedented pipeline on transmission, battery storage, and solar.
Have a targeted capacity in mind?
We don't have a particular targeted capacity in mind for renewable, especially. We keep guiding that approximately 25% of our assets may be in renewables, but we'll remain majorly focused on transmission as a business. And on transmission side, we have unlimited appetite as long as it comes at a reasonable returns.
Okay. Got it. Speaking of renewables, can you give us an update on Virescent? I guess that was one of the major acquisitions that you did last year, right? So how are the metrics looking, and what are you expecting from this asset in FY25?
So Virescent, we acquired last year and merged with the IndiGrid portfolio. It's already merged completely, including people, processes, all of it is merged with us. And this quarter is the first quarter, or the second quarter, when entire Virescent is contributing on IndiGrid's quarterly results. And then it's pretty much in line with what we had expected the assets to perform, and then we are pretty happy with that acquisition. Subsequently, we acquired Renew, approximately 300 megawatts of asset in Q4, which has only about 40 days of operation in this quarter, which will yield full quarter results in the next quarter.
Okay. So I know you can't give us very specific numbers, but in terms of just, let's say capacity, whether it's renewable or any other asset that you're looking at, in terms of the number of gigawatts you're looking to acquire this year, is there a ballpark estimate that you can share with us?
Our grid business is not based on gigawatts. It's based on kilometers or MVA capacity that we can talk about. But give or take, let's say in our inorganic or rather organic pipeline where we are developing the business, we are already developing about 500 megawatt hours of battery storage capacity. And then we are looking to do another 500 if possible. So it will take us to around a gigawatt hour of battery capacity in India over the next couple of years. So I think on the greenfield side, on the battery side, we already have approximately 400 megawatt hours, and we are looking to grow it to a gigawatt hour of capacity.
Okay, so just a related question there. Can you give us, a breakdown of the asset mix right now between, say, battery storage, which seems to be a very big focus area for you, renewables, etc. If you could just break down the portfolio in terms of its profile.
Yeah. So at this point in time, transmission is approximately 77% of our portfolio and 23% is renewable. Battery storage, we have just one. But in our classification, battery storage qualifies as part of transmission as Ministry of Power's classification of battery storage, depending on where it is stationed. Our battery storage are stationed in the grid utilities, so they are classified as part of the transmission assets. At this point in time, these are pipeline. We are building it, so that it's not part of the AUM. So pure play transmission is approximately 77%, and renewable is approximately 23%.
Got that. Just quick final question, Harsh, on these project financing norms that everybody in the industry is talking about, right? Still draft norms. It seems bankers are trying to sort of push back and express to the RBI their thoughts around it. But what are you hearing, or what are you sort of anticipating? Could there be a slowdown till this finally resolves?
So first, I think InvITs are not covered in this because we don't do project finance. Our financing is at an InvIT level, and we are largely capital markets, so we're not impacted directly from this. However, as a sector, I do feel it's extremely detrimental to infrastructure sector and infrastructure financing. It's like one step forward and 3 steps backward, not 2. And I hope, I think this is just a consultation paper. Industry participants are giving substantial amount of feedback to RBI and also government. So we're hoping that it will be reversed.
We'll see how this plays out. As of now, it's a draft paper. Thank you, Harsh, for joining in. Get into a break. On the other side, we'll talk markets. We'll invite Madan Gopal Ramu from Sundaram Alternate Assets. Stay tuned.